ABC13 Eyewitness News starts now.
Now at 6 a.m., an all-out effort to keep drunk drivers off the road this New Year's Eve. We're live with the message to keep the road safe.
And their homes burned on Christmas. Now families say that they're being victimized again. How they're hoping to catch a thief who ransacked their burned out homes.
Counting down to 2024. This is a live look at Times Square, how partiers are getting ready to ring in the new year. Good Sunday morning, and thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Lileana Pearson, in for Jess Feeling.
And I'm Charlie Edsity, and it's the last weekend morning newscast of the year. I think I got that right.
Yes, nailed it.
And so we're going to bring in meteorologist Kevin Roth for a check of our final forecast of 2023.
Yeah, and what a way to close out the year, ladies. You could not ask for better weather. It's going to be phenomenal, and already it feels pretty good, kind of refreshing as you step outside. Let's take a look at these temperatures. We're right at 40 degrees on the button in Houston. It's 31 in Conroe, just a hair below freezing there. Another chilly start, even down on the island. In Galveston, we're in the mid-50s. At Hobby, it's 44. It is cool today, but it's not quite as cold as where we were yesterday. And as we move through the day, yesterday we warmed up well into the 60s. Today, I've got high temperatures warming into the low 70s. Sunshine, low humidity, low 70s. It just does not get a whole lot better than that. And that's the way we get to close out the year, with fantastic weather. So if you are ringing in the new year, if you're going to be out there later tonight, the weather looks great for you here. It's going to be in the low 60s early on if you're out around 7, 8 o'clock. Temperatures dropping into the 50s by midnight. We do have a chance of some spotty showers. I've got that coverage at just 20% tonight. But you'll notice those rain chances really ramping up as you move into Tuesday. Again on Friday. We'll talk about the multiple storm systems rolling through and what it means for our weather in 2024. Coming up just a few minutes from now, ladies.
Kevin, thank you. Breaking overnight, Houston police just confirmed a man has died after getting shot in the Greens Point area. They say he knocked on several doors of an apartment complex on West Greens just to get help. That was right around 9. Police tell us that they have no information on the shooter.
And in the Kingwood area, Highway 59 has reopened after a dramatic crash. I mean, look at this video here, that car completely upside down. At least 2 vehicles overturned last night, and several people did have to go to the hospital. And this morning, there's an all-out effort to keep our roads safe this New Year's Eve.
Drunk driving is a huge problem. ABC 13's Rosie Wen is live with the real faces behind tragedies that authorities say are completely preventable.
Well, Charlie and Lileana, what law enforcement really want to drive home here is that driving while under the influence can really have widespread consequences. Countless families have had to bury and mourn their loved ones taken way too soon from these DWI crashes. That's why the Harris County Sheriff's Office announced its plan Thursday to pull over intoxicated or impaired drivers under what it calls a no refusal DWI initiative ahead of the end of year celebrations. What this means is if deputies suspect a driver of being under the influence, that person cannot decline a blood alcohol test. In an emotional speech, the family of Deputy Jennifer Chivas, who was killed by a suspected drunk driver in 2022, reminded the public that every single victim is more than just a statistic.
This is a 100% preventable tragedy. You do not have to get behind the wheel of the car. You don't have to sleep on the couch. I don't know, sleep in your back seat, call a friend, call an Uber, call a Lyft. Some people say, well, it's expensive. Well, you know it's expensive. Funerals, yes. Attorneys, yes. Having to go to court. And the loss of my sister, the loss of their daughter, priceless. Something we'll never get back.
The agency began setting up checkpoints Friday night, and this is something that officials do every year, as they say Harris County has one of the highest rates of deadly DWI crashes in the country. Last year's efforts ended with 42 DWI arrests and an additional 18 DWI arrest. Now, if you are celebrating this New Year's Eve, you are asked to plan ahead. Remember that Metro will also be providing free transportation beginning at 6 p.m. tonight, going all the way until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Reporting live from downtown Houston, Rosie Nguyen, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Rosie, thank you for that reminder. Well, new developments involving a deadly shooting on an elevator that happened in an apartment high-rise. And so we told you earlier this month about the shooting at Haven at Elgin in 3rd Ward. Now, Houston police say the suspect, 18-year-old Larry Holmes, was coaching a 16-year-old on how to commit armed robbery. The 16-year-old was killed, and police say that he was shot and killed by two men who were the targets of the robbery there in the elevator. Investigators say Holmes is a suspect in other cases, including a separate robbery.
And as if things couldn't get worse for a family who lost their homes on Christmas in a morning fire, they have. The thieves cleaned out townhomes that burned on Woodway Gardens in West Houston. Ariel Trotter and her two sons escaped the fire, and Trotter later discovered her wallet had been stolen. She says the thieves also stole her collection of expensive handbags.
They actually ransacked all 4 units. That's the part that's the most frustrating. It's like, what else can you take from us? Way to kick us when we're down.
A neighbor's surveillance camera captured video of a man making several trips from the townhomes to his car. Houston Children's Charity is providing financial assistance, beds, linens, clothing, furniture, and household items for Trotter and her 2 children. HCC says it will do everything possible to make the family whole again. Another family whose cat vanished after the fire has been found. The owner's daughter tells ABC 13 her father found the cat named Eleanor hiding in the damaged townhomes and that she came out when she heard his voice.
And happening today, a pivotal game here for the Houston Texans on New Year's Eve. This is a live look at NRG, all lit up and looking nice. And the Texans are going to be taking on the Titans later on today, and with a chance to enter the playoffs, that's on the line. And today we'll see quarterback CJ Stroud back in action for the first time since he suffered a concussion about 3 weeks ago. ABC 13's Adam Winkler looks at the team's playoff chances.
All right, I think you can make the argument our city, our incredible city, has never seen an 8-day stretch featuring football games with higher stakes. It is all about pigskin and the playoffs, both the NFL and college football. Before NRG Stadium hosts the College Football Playoff National Championship 8 days from now, it'll host the final home game for the Texans this season. That's this afternoon. But folks, could it be just the final home game of the regular season? See, with quarterback CJ Stroud back after missing 2 games due to a concussion, if the Texans win today against the Titans and also next weekend at the Colts, they're in the playoffs for the first time since 2019.
Just get one at a time and keep building for hopefully making the playoffs, and that's definitely the goal, and just go from there. I feel like we're where we're at for a reason, and we got to just keep going.
While there are scenarios where the Texans could split these final 2 regular season games and still make the postseason, they're guaranteed to reach the playoffs by finishing with 2 victories. Kickoff today set for noon inside NRG Stadium. Enjoy the game and your football Sunday.
A skydiving mishap for a woman in Rocheron.
Yeah, scary stuff here. How she ended up in a pond and the injuries that she suffered. Plus, breaking overnight, 4 people killed in a home explosion. You'll hear from a neighbor who tried to avoid getting hurt.